Obusiani komo ewo channel so how say AGH Politics Avenue. Podcast or se trend make we make headlines. And ye jemre na yidi bi exomo. Ni dem ya ho braxi mu. Be sure say yonko political highways nim. Nonia insema ekoso ewo eye former president J.A. Kuffour aso eye any late president ene ne yere J.J. Rawlings omu Broûhǎญa no ono onua me no ka sei eye omampanyin dada J.A. Kuffour ababonten so abe kansem bia yaje mra yidi bi somwo na ninsema wo kan de black rasta sum a wodi bi exum ye nia at this point in time mestrox e bobo ewra eye black rasta so eye na yahwe nsema hodo a eye omampanyin dada wodi egu ho efa nsema aba with regards to Rawlings any the yere hun sensem na yemwram na yehwe ne yeko any the eba.
Please share the broadcast so many more people can see this, okay? And at the same time, if you have not as yet subscribed to this channel, hit on the subscription button right after that on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. Story number 3. Watch this. Documents reveal Rawlings was asking for too much from Kuffour. In fact, at a point, they were the 2 former presidents alive. When Barack Obama came, that was in the regime of John Evans Atta Mills, right there in Ghana. But the 2 former presidents were invited. Cherry John Rawlings was there, Kuffour was there, and then it made headlines all over Ghana because the 2 did not see eye to eye. One was very dark, and the other one was light. My brother, my sister. Now, recently he's been making the rounds. Jerry John Rawlings granted an interview, and this one was outside the shores of this country, Ghana, in his lifetime. And he accused J.A. Kuffour of wickedness. He called him a thief and called him a criminal and used unprintable words on J.A. Kuffour, a sitting president at the time. Why did he say that? He had his own reasons. We're going to visit those tapes. And then there's new information. Was Kuffour reacting to Rawlings' bulldozing bullishness? Can I say that word again? Was Kuffour reacting to Rawlings' bulldozing bullishness? Was Rawlings a bully? Now new documents have come out. My brother, my sister, and we'll be having a look at that. First and foremost, let's take you to the studios abroad, where Jerry John Rawlings, in his lifetime, granted this interview that recently popped up again and is shaking the foundations of Ghana. Watch this.
A little money aside. On the last day before we were to leave, she was supposed to be on the operation table on the 22nd of a certain month. 2 days before, that's when I got a letter from the president's office, a 3-page letter, conditions I had to fill, a whole lot of rubbish. We got a ticket, we flew to London. This president, or this man who was a president who had been in office for almost 20 years, 10 years, 18, plus whatever it is, 8 plus another 2, almost 19, 20 years. I had no dollar account anywhere, and I had to stop in London to borrow money from someone so that I could go and do my wife's operation. You listen to me carefully. About 8,000, to take care of her needs, etc., into the hotel. 22,000 it was going to cost us, either dollars or euro. I think it was dollars, into the hospital. When the operation, after a while, I had to leave and go back to Ghana and left her. Here's the shocking part of it. After the operation was done, on borrowed money. People don't believe it, but it's true. On borrowed money, when the operation was done, she was discharged into the hotel so that she could be brought in once in a while, for checkup, a review. Can you believe that when the driver of the embassy under the new government informed the ambassador that I have to take Mrs. Rawlings, for a review, the ambassador said no. In Switzerland, the Ghanaian ambassador, it happened in Switzerland, said no. The driver was so shocked, he put the embassy car key on the table, went and used his own personal car to go and drive my wife to the hospital for the review. This is the kind of vicious, petty-mindedness that you can sometimes run in parts of the world in terms of my relationship with this character that, your Western powers or the Western powers have promoted, and they are trying to sanitize his image as if he's the cleanest, finest head of state in Africa. It's absolute rubbish. He's a criminal. He's a thief. He went around telling the world, wrote a letter to every bank around the world that I had stolen suitcases of money into bank accounts. I was trying to kill him, make a coup. I had stolen 19 cars, etc. All of them were false. I will not tell you something that the bank... It took 3 months for me to be able to open a bank account through somebody. Finally, when the bank manager was going to open that account for me, do you know what he told his Swiss friend? You can come and do it. Every day he goes there. Is it open? Is it open? Is it open? Finally, after 3 months, the man told my friend that he is one of the few African heads of state who does not own a foreign account. You can now come and open the account for him.
Jerry John Rawlings, of blessed memory, he was the leader of this nation for many, many years. He left us with something he called the June 4 Revolution. Not many see him as a hero in the country. But he's one of our statesmen in this country that contributed to the development of the nation. This is Jerry John Rawlings. These were the allegations he made. He said Kuffour and his regime accused him of stealing 19 cars. Well, the man of documents, Kweku Baako, Abdul Malik Kweku Baako, my brother, my sister, is this man here. He's a veteran journalist. He suffered in the hands of politicians. They've thrown him in jail a number of times. He's not a fan of Jerry John Rawlings. He was. But after some time, he saw him as a deviant political character. His father was a member of the CPP, Kwame Nkrumah's government. And his father was humiliated publicly for taking a loan and the things that came around that loan. My brother, my sister, his father was a great man. He was humiliated and put in jail. My brother, my sister, yes, just because of his political affiliation. This is Kweku Baako. He's an Nkrumahist. But when people say they are Nkrumahist and they have sympathies for the NPP, I am mostly surprised. But he has serious NPP sympathies. Well, he's somebody who has a lot of documents. He's somebody who is a smart guy. And I respect him a lot. We may not agree every time, but he's a gentleman that I truly, 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 truly appreciate. My brother, he made a post on X and also on Facebook. My brother, my sister, what did he put up on Facebook? Abdul Malik Kweku Baako. did President Kuffour ever accuse Rawlings of stealing 19 state vehicles upon his exit from government? And this part one. He said, fact or fiction? Me. A video recording is doing rounds on various social media networks, including Facebook, in which the late former president, Jerry John Rawlings, is seen and heard lamenting that he was maltreated by the Kuffour administration after he, Rawlings, had exited government after nearly 20 years in office as head of state and president of the Republic of Ghana. Now, the revelation by our late former president has attracted huge public interest, leading to some critical commentaries and harsh critique of former President Kuffour. This is not the first time the alleged maltreatment of former President Rawlings by the Kuffour administration has been brought to the front burner of public discourse and might not be the last time. However, what exactly were or are the issues? Did the late former president's lamentations really transpire? That's the correct word, transpire. Which part of his lamentations were factual and which ones were fictional? Or was it a mixture of both? And what might have occasioned the heated public controversies about how many cars Mr. Rawlings took away from the castle or presidency to his private residence for his private use upon his exit from government in January 2001. For now, I will be compiling and recollecting the raw and hard facts per official communication and exchanges between the two sides involved in the alleged saga of maltreatment during the Kuffour administration. This was what he put up. He updated it, and then he gave us some documents. This is from Kojo O. Mpieni in response to Victor Smith's letter, who was a special assistant of the former president, J.J. Rawlings. And this is dated August 12, 2002. Kuffour was in power. Settlement of former President Flight Lieutenant J.J. Rawlings. Now, this is further to my letter of May 8, 2002 regarding the above matter. Now, as stated in the said letter and is attached appendix pursuant to the provisions of Article 68 of the 1992 Constitution and as recommended by the Green Street Committee, the state shall provide, maintain, and comprehensively insure and fuel a chauffeur-driven car appropriate for a retired president. As you are aware, ex-President Rawlings still has in his possession and or control several state-owned vehicles. Since he's only entitled to one vehicle, we request that you select one vehicle from the number in your possession and return the remaining vehicles to us immediately. Thank you in advance of your cooperation. Yours sincerely, Kojo O. Mpieni. He was the chief of staff. And that's it. Office of the President. And this is said to be confidential. And he says, attention, Mr. Kojo Mpieni, return of state vehicles. And these were the vehicles Rawlings allegedly returned. Office of the former president. This is a document from there. Return of state vehicles. As agreed with you last week, I am returning the underlisted vehicles in your custody. As agreed with you last week, I am returning the underlisted vehicles into your custody. This is from the office of Jerry John Rawlings at the time. And quantity 1111 each of a blue Chevrolet bulletproof, blue black Toyota Land Cruiser, registration number given, blue Ford Taurus, blue VW Passat, metallic Toyota Cressida, blue Opel Omega, blue VW Transport unserviceable, and more. Blue black Chevrolet. How many are they? Let's start counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back to the first one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Flip the page. Now let's look at the final part of the letter. This is from the office of the former president. He says, please note that Toyota pickup with registration number GW1181Q was assigned to Warrant Officer Patrick Kunto by the transitional team. Also, I am informed that the Proton Salon GR4163C is presently in a workshop undergoing repairs and will be returned as soon as possible. I hope we can continue to enjoy the trust and mutual respect that has developed between us since you assumed office as Chief of Staff. Accept, sir, the assurances of my highest consideration. And this is from Victor Smith. So they returned how many cars? 12 cars. 2 more he specified were actually being fixed. And the other one was in the care, in fact, as given to one Kunto. This is Victor Smith. He's now the ambassador of Ghana to America. So Rawlings had all these cars. 14 cars. My brother, my sister, he returned 12. The 2, he said 1 was still sitting in the fitting shop, and the other one was for Kunto. Why was he keeping all these cars? Why did he have to wait until the government in power, 2 years after taking office, come to ask for the cars before those cars were returned? Was Kuffour wrong to have said that those cars were stolen? If Rawlings kept them and they were all state property about 2 years in his governance, or 2 years after he had left power, my brother, my sister, was it tantamount to stealing, or was he just keeping it safe for the nation? Was Rawlings demanding too much? Was Rawlings demanding too much? They had to write to him and remind him that the Constitution said he was entitled to 1 car. And the fleet of cars he had in his possession, he should just choose 1 and return everything. He returned 12. These are the raw facts coming out. My brother, my sister, was Rawlings asking for too much? Or was he just being him? Is the black pot, aka Kukushonamo. But first and foremost, Kuffour has a response. What did Kuffour say about all the allegations of Rawlings? He simply said he didn't regret anything.
We ain't some who team course or channel, so I'm not so jemre. That's an so body in the Dominion. Aha, each point is avenue. You must share.